So, George, how long have you been in the business?
50 years.
50 years?
Yep.
That can't be.
Yeah.
That's not possible. That means I've been in the business even longer, and that's really frightening, yeah. This one's got 3 sets of points or 1 set of points?
I honestly don't know.
You haven't had it apart?
I haven't touched it.
Okay.
I just got this like 2 weeks ago.
All right.
It was in Cumberland, and the guy that had it on a Lone Star boat. He bought it brand new, put it on a Lone Star boat, and then he, not sure when, but he took it off the boat, put an 85 Evinrude on it, and then he turned the boat into a steamboat. I've got pictures of that. So I saw this on the internet in Craigslist, and I don't know, I just had a weak moment, and the way it's so cool right here. I can just see that. Oh, that is cool. Gas tank's a 12-gallon tank. Must have been an accessory tank.
Okay, those tanks, Mercury sold those for a while too, back in the 40s.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know, and they had a pressurized one, I think, I'm not positive, but they definitely had a withdraw. And I've got mine, what the hell, I got a transfer cap, but, oh no, they didn't have a pressurized tank. They had, yes they did, except you pumped it.
Pumped it, yeah.
Yeah, you pumped it up.
Yeah. This, with the Scott too, I didn't even know about the controls. Owner's manual.
Wow.
All the paperwork that came with the motor.
All right.
And then this prop.
Multi-pitch. Yeah. I remember those things. Yeah.
And there's the bail.
Bailament. That's a rare piece of equipment right there. Very rare. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if this is the one that has the trouble with the impeller for the bailament.
We're at George Bergeron's shop. We're now looking at his collection, and we're looking at a
Scott Atwater 22 horse, and the story that I got with it, and it's never been verified, but this is a factory motor, just the way it came, and they were going to compete against Mercury with this engine, and they planned on using the Mercury Quicksilver lower unit.
Yeah.
But Mercury didn't think that was a good idea at all.
Well, they had the Green Hornet lower unit. Have you ever seen one of those?
Yes, I have seen it.
Yeah.
But that's the story I got with this engine.
Wow. 16 horse.
22.
22
I've run it. I've run it. The thing runs awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. This used to be green, didn't it?
Blue. This shitty.
Tommy
Sawyer.
Sawyer. He's getting back into it.
Is he really?
Well, I don't know if you're doing it, or this used to be his
mine. This used to be his.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was his motor.
Yeah, I remember that.
But it's a real 55H now.
All right. Let's take a look at it real quick. Yeah.
It's not the right white, but I've gone by those days.
Fair enough. Oh my God! You actually have one of those, or is that empty?
No, there's a power head in there. I got that a long time ago. I wanted it for down to school. The name of the program was Small Engines, and I hated that. So I wanted to show them a big engine. So I bought it Southern Maine, and it was submerged in salt and sat for a year, all apart when I got it. And it isn't a running motor. It's all back together, but it's not a running motor. It could be. 15 on his boat. It was
He was nuts with them. Sal was.
Yeah. And there was 7 or 8 of us on there. Went 57, 58 miles an hour.
Yeah, I think if they were set up right, they really did. You got some good excesses.
This thing is this motor is mint right here. That 45.
They don't beat to death. It sure must be goddamn close to. It looks close to mint.
It is. It's unmolested Lincoln. The power head is just mint.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's a 650. They had 2 different versions. I could have bought one with the sort of semi-fast lower unit. It wasn't the quickie lower unit. It was I don't know quite exactly what it was. I think it had that same power head, but it was a different leg. They made 2 different versions. I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah, I've got all the electrical controls and everything for this. I've never run it.
That's quite an engine.
Yeah.
Wow.
The
Yeah.
carburetor, look at the carburetors on this thing. I'm gonna pull the hood off it.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, I remember the carburetors like that. I could have had one fairly cheap, but I didn't. Back then, yeah. Standard switch box ignition, but I think they had a special switch box. 650 XS, aluminum flywheel, nice. Nice, George, nice stuff. God, that's really clean.
You know, this thing is, what a nice motor. I ran that a lot last summer on a pickle fork.
Wow. Where do you run it? Out here in the river?
No, Coldstream, Mud Pond, and I've been to Chimo with it. Seabees.
Huh?
Seabees.
CBs, but who made them?
OMC. It's
Those
a,
are OMC CBs.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are really the actual refrigerator factory OMCs. They're not. They weren't made. They're Gale. Excuse me.
Right,
Gale.
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
Gale.
CB, this is a 1947, 48, 3 horsepower, single cylinder. That runs awesome. And this is the 5 twin cylinder, 47, 48.
I think they do
twin.
run good. I've got a Buccaneer.
It's, yeah.
And I've always had good luck with them. And
Yeah.
this one I got, but they're really strange in the lower unit. Internal water tubes and stuff in the leg.
Yeah.
They're really different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
52 Cruiser.
Okay.
Some of these belong, are Sam Hitchings motors.
Okay.
Him and I are friends, and we have bought stuff together. That 38, you've seen that run on the Swift I've got out. I'll show you.
Big D.
Out to, yes, the Big D,
Yeah.
that was out to Terry's. Yep.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
one I had to paddle home that night, you guys. This is original right here. This thing's very nice shape.
Mark 25.
Yeah, mint.
Yeah.
Yeah, 56 through 58, yeah. And that came from Sal, actually.
Is it got an engine inside of it?
Oh, yeah? Yeah, yeah, this one's complete. I've run into that before, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, this is a Shark, what, 40 horse or 30?
25.
25.
25 shot.
West Bend.
This came from Canada, an auction in Canada, Sam and I went to. And we paid $25 for it. Nobody wanted it at the
well,
auction.
Some
Yeah.
people didn't.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a
just-
KE4. Those are probably one of the best running engines Mercury made back in the early days.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, they start and run great.
Yeah.
Unlike the KG7 and right there.
Yeah.
They went fast. That Johnson's beautiful.
Yeah, that's original. That hasn't been touched. That's a CD 14, 57, 5.5.
Yeah. God. It hasn't been painted or anything?
No, nothing. That's just the way she came.
Wow. That's beautifully taken care of. And there's a Sea King. I think those were made by Evinrude, weren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's another 5.5. Is that the same? No, it's not the same. Yeah, it's 55 maybe?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. There's the Sea King.
Oh, this
Hey,
sweet.
he's even got a skeg on his. Not bad. How about that? All right.
This 3 horse up here, Johnson,
Yeah.
1959. That is as close to new as you'd ever see. A customer of mine brought that in. He bought a camp, and that was in the closet in a duffel bag. And he brought it in to me. And why they put it in the closet was somebody cranked in the low-speed needle so hard they broke the tip off in the carburetor, so it wouldn't idle. They would try to adjust it, and of course I drooled all over the place and had to have that. That hasn't got. I know it hasn't got 5 hours on it.
God, that made the reputation. That was the first combined engine, and boy,
Yeah.
they run just sweet as you could. They're the standard
Yes.
by which everything is measured, and the stuff today doesn't run anything anywhere near as.
35 pounds that weighs.
Right,
I
yeah.
mean, it's, yeah.
They're really something else again.
Yeah.
Speaking of engines that don't run, this one actually does.
This runs.
It does.
It does.
In water.
Yeah.
It-
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's not scared of the
Yeah.
water. Not bad.
Yeah.
All right, that's the little tiny thing.
Half horsepower.
Those are the ones that everybody's looking for, isn't it?
Yes.
The Cub, yeah.
There's two of them. The other one's got a fin broken off it, but they actually both run.
I've got one of these.
Yeah.
And it runs very, very well, and they used it hard. They used it for pushing logs too.
Yeah.
And usually when they're worn out, they're done.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
This is a Alto. This is over the school years. Students would find something and
Bring it in.
in.
Yeah, I've had that too. I
Yeah.
had a few of mine from
Yeah.
Mercury given to me.
These run. That's
You know why? I never understood why when that big to-do down at the New York Boat Show, Mercury came out and said we're the first exhaust, and Everett backed right off, never said a word. They must not have remembered they even had this
I guess.
two-hub exhaust.
Yeah.
Which really
Yeah.
surprised me.
That is so cool how the water goes up through.
Yeah.
Goes up, fills the cylinders, and there's your thermostat, slows the water down, and then dumps it back out.
The original ones were just a flat plate.
Right, yeah.
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 Yeah, no, these run very well. I've got one of these too, and I'm impressed with how well it runs. I'm not crazy about the battery business, but
No.
but when they're set up right, they do run great.
The first time I ran it, I didn't know how to run this, so I grabbed a hold of that knob and just started going for it. Yeah.
Wow. And this is a Johnson A,
Yeah.
I guess.
It's a C.
Oh,
Have you ever run into this? Model C.
There's a lot of talk about that on the Antique Outboard Motor Club. I don't know much about those things.
Well, the reason it's a Model C, it's the same thing as an A, but it
Okay.
came with a canoe bracket.
Okay,
That's-
okay.
that's-
Oh, really? Okay, one of those. I thought it was built with a canoe racket on it.
No, it came with a canoe bracket.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
You got this thing? Ever had that one?
I've
running?
never done anything with that.
Okay.
No.
Now, what's this little honey right here? Evan Sportsman?
Yep. See, a lot of this stuff here, I'd just soon find a home for, and I'd almost give it to somebody if they were interested in it.
Right, I hear you.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
getting fewer and fewer, George. I'm
I
sorry
know,
to tell you.
Yeah, I
And
know.
that's a
25.
25, 1920. I've got a 29 version of that, and it runs real good. I'm
Yeah.
very pleased with it.
Yeah.
And then this one,
1930, 32, 4 horsepower.
okay, and that's a single cylinder too, right? Yeah. They didn't change them much.
No,
And a Honey 3s and a
this
Neptune.
Neptune, yeah. I've had that.
They run good, but they're noisy.
Yeah. I have never done anything with that one.
Huh. They do run pretty good. I was a dealer for Neptune for a while.
Yeah.
So what's that brass propeller in there? What's that go on to?
That's a 10 horsepower, it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just stuff I've collected over the
Yeah,
years.
it's cool stuff.
Have you ever seen one of those controls like that?
I have.
True steer?
Yes,
You have?
I have.
Yeah?
David Kelly has a set of those.
He does, yeah.
Yes.
Were those aftermarket? They
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they were. In fact, my cousin had one of those on, I think he had a Mark 20, very early one. He had controls like that. Even though Mercury came out with ones, I think prior to even introducing the Mark 20.
Those Johnson gloves down there were factory workers, what they wore back in that time period. See them?
No, those.
The Johnson gloves.
Oh, right
with-
there. Oh, yeah. Cool. Really nice. You got some great stuff, George. Jesus. You need to have a meet right here. You got the river out there.
Well, the river's not that good.
It isn't?
You wouldn't have to go far to get good water. But
It'd be fun to watch
this
people
is
go over the
original.
dam.
This has never been touched. This is original.
Wow.
This is beautiful motor.
I had a Evinrude that I think about that same year, and I was working for Irvin Pinkham, and I think I was 16 or 17, and 16 when he was up in the attic, and I said, "Yeah, I'm starting up this 5.5. I got it run." He said, "Don't run it up too high." And I said, "Why's that?" Because I had it turned right wide open in the tank. He said, "Because it'll throw a rod." Bang! Right at that moment.
Yeah.
I guess he could hear him.
Yeah. That 5.5 Evinrude is original too. A customer brought that in, and I'd never seen that blue that the sun hadn't killed.
Yeah,
And
usually it
that's
turns white. You're right.
That's original. That's
Wow. Those guys are doing a pretty good job of duplicating these paints. Wow. A lot of different blues.
yes. Yep.
That CB's beautiful too.
Yeah, that's better than it ever was new. That was some of those I had done down the
Yeah,
school.
I understand.
Yeah.
I've got some too that I look at and say, well, yeah, it's a better paint job than sure as hell they looked at when you got them new. 700 DR, yes? Or
No,
full
that's a
gear
shifter.
shift?
It's a shift.
Oh, okay, it's
Yeah.
full gear shift, all right.
1960.
All right. And these are both Thor. This is a Thor.
Yep.
This is a Mercury Thor.
That's the Mercury Thor.
But
This
that's
is
also one. It's got a tickler on the bottom.
Oh, no kidding.
That was one of the things they did to fix them.
Oh.
The original ones had a 5-piece crank in them, single cylinder,
Yeah.
pressed together.
Huh.
And you can imagine in 1935 how precise that was. And you run into them when the crank's twisted off to one side. I mean, yeah. And they didn't run for crap. Yeah. And that's the Tillotson on there. Those run okay too.
Yeah.
Mine runs fair. I mean, nothing to write home about.
Yep.
And this is an Alto light twin.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Same deal as we looked at over there, pretty
Yes.
much.
Yep.
And then this one is an oldie.
Yes, it is. This was supposedly the first outboard on push-oar on the Old Town side.
Really?
The Winters had this motor, and he claimed it was a 1909, and I honestly don't know by looking at the numbers. I never really could. It's a B. It says B on it, so I'm not really 100% sure what year it is.
Well, maybe somebody will identify it. Hang on, let me just take a good view of that one. Sometimes people online, when they see these videos,
See it,
they
yes.
identify stuff. Ah, it's a twist grip.
Yeah, this is
Martin
the deluxe.
75. Yeah. So what was the twist grip? Was it just for the throttle, or did it shift or do anything other, just throttle?
I think it shifted it too.
It did? It has a shift?
Yep.
All right.
Yep. This one does shift. It's full
Huh.
shift. Yep.
So it's
I've
really...
never run this, so I don't know. I set my glasses down somewhere.
Yeah. Glasses, God.
Yes, good old age. And then I had the habit of setting stuff down and can't find
George, you're disappointing me.
it. What's that?
I met George when I had just gotten out of the Army, and this guy, 16 years old, drives down my driveway with this motorcycle with great big ape hangers, and that's the way I still see him. And then I see him walking into this little tiny garage with this beautiful runabout with it must have been a KG9
Yep.
with a quickie lower unit on it. It was a KG9H,
Yep. Yeah.
and you still can't remember
Still
where that was.
can't find it.
Yeah.
No. I think it got thrown in the dump.
Oh, God,
Yeah.
that's sad.
Yep. I chased that motor for.
You run this, Scott?
I
55?
haven't yet. No.
You haven't?
Some of these were Tommy's, and
I gotcha.
And I just got them.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
hey, so
Yeah.
the fact that you're taking care of them at all is
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, people sometimes think these things are worth a fortune.
You're right.
You have a few engines here that are probably worth some big dough, but for the most part,
The
most of
racing
them aren't.
stuff's the only thing that's worth.
So what's this thing right here? This looks like a Koenig or a...
That's an OMC. It's a 50 horse OMC.
No shit. Can you
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about it?
That's actually Sam's. I think he got that from Clark Maloof,
Okay,
and I don't know anything about it. You know.
okay.
I've run it before.
Wow. You've run it on a hydro?
No, just in a tank.
Just in a tank.
This is one we got in Canada at an auction,
What is it? A PO something?
22 horse. Yeah, that's who, that Mary and John Porter
Collection,
collection.
All
Yeah,
right. It's got a rotary valve
yeah, it's an alky motor
with a
too.
Vecturi carburetor on it. Yeah. Yeah.
Set up for alcohol.
Yeah. That thing would go.
And this one is an 18 horse mod motor. This was got a megaphone on it, and I would run this down to school, and the
Catch
kids.
hell?
I had to tell everybody I was going to start it because you just can't believe how loud this is.
Well, we'll have to match it up against a 20H conversion.
Oh, this is way louder.
No, the 20H conversion's loud too. I mean, you get complaints from a quarter of a mile away, and that's the way. Same thing that they are
Yeah.
noisy as hell.
Yeah, yeah.
So I heard Tommy was getting back in the game a little bit, but I
Oh,
guess
good. I'm glad
not
he
much.
is.
I would love to see him, but yeah, I remember this boat. I raced him.
I played with this. This is with his power head. It was 62 3 miles an hour, and that's it.
That's not bad at all for one of these old boats.
And this one is the real power head now. This is a 55H. This is I got this from Pat Curtin